And now we are back for more Shadow's Green Notebook. So, get ready to follow along again. Oh, I got my back. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Okay, we are starting now. Chapter 3. Shadow said he wanted to talk to me. Shadow said, oh yeah, right. So what's up? Listen, Amy, you and Shadow are both pretty smart, aren't you? I guess so. Rouge, what's this about? Let me level with you, Amy. You told her what? I almost shouted across the table. Calm down, Shadow, Rouge was giggling. I suppose my embarrassment and shock must have looked pretty damn funny to her. I didn't tell her that. Relief washed over me like a wave of warm water. Thank God. Then what did you tell her? She smiled at me mischievously. Perhaps I had thanked God a little too soon. I just told her that I needed some help on this next exam, and that I could use you guys' help studying. My stomach dropped into my feet. Define studying. The bat kicked back and put her long tan arms behind her head and closed her eyes. Isn't it obvious? We're going to your house to study, stupid. My house? Well, certainly not the Pope's house, Shadow. Damn it, Rouge. Hey, lighten up. It's not like I told her about your notebook. Remind me to burn that. No way! It's so freaking cute. I sighed in defeat and slumped back into my seat. Cute. That's what I'd been reduced to. My deepest thoughts and desires were written inside those pages. How cute. Ruth stood from the table and stretched her legs. I'm going to get some lunch. You coming? I shook my head. Not hungry. For half a second she paused and took a good long look at me. Her sultry, crystalline eyes flickered and warped into a pair of sad blue gems as they met mine. The curvaceous smile that was permanently plastered over her mouth finally broke, and I saw her frown. That look said what she could never have the strength to say in all her life. That look said that perhaps, just perhaps, she was wrong to be meddling in my affairs. But I forced a smirk and nodded at her. No matter how bothersome she would ever become, I always knew that it was just Rouge being Rouge. Besides, maybe everything would turn out okay in the end, and maybe pigs would fly. Her face reverted to its normal form quickly and without interruption. She strolled past me and gave me a friendly peck on the cheek. Take it easy, Shadow. I waved her off and fought back the blush that struggled to rise in my cheeks. They just didn't make friends like her anymore. I took a deep breath to recover from my temporary depression and opened my book. I had rarely begun reading when I was called away from the darkness of the pages. Normally I would have been angry, but in this case, I would make an exception. It was Amy. Her lunch tray was hovering in front of her stomach, and her nervousness was clear in the way the apple on her tray would wobble and shivered. She smiled at me and succeeded in setting my stomach ablaze. Can I sit here? She asked in that oh so polite way of hers. I couldn't help but grin at her as she said that. She always asked for permission, no matter how many times I told her she could sit wherever she felt like. Sure, I said. Rouge went to get her lunch. Oh, okay, she responded with a quick nod. She sat quietly and hung her head to eat her food. So, I made a light conversation. How do you think you did on that test? Good, she said. I think I got a good grade. There was a pause as she fell silent and picked at her salad like it was alive. I spoke carefully. So, Rouge talked to you about studying? Yeah, she answered, and then added with a soft smile. I think it'll be fun. The heat rushed back into my cheeks. Yeah, I think so too. Shadow? Huh? About what happened earlier. Oh, yeah? Thanks for helping me out. I offered up the most genuine, fang smile a black and red hedgehog could muster. I wanted to tell her that I loved her, that I loved helping her, that I would always be there to help her even if she didn't love me back. But instead I told her, no problem. Did I miss something? The voice of Rouge asked from a distance. I turned around and saw her approaching us from a few tables away, lunch tray in hand. She waved at Amy and winked at me as she walked. Before I could react or say hello, all hell broke loose. Rouge suddenly stumbled, tripped and fell, taking her tray of food with her. This alone would have been manageable had she been the only one caught in that mess that flew from her arms. But she wasn't. Sonic was there too. A splash of milk hit the hedgehog straight in the chest and exploded over his fur. The leaves from his salad fluttered in the air and landed all over them, and combined with the cup of fruit that spilled as well. There was orange and red juice dripping down on Sonic's shoes. Needless to say, the two were a mess, and Rouge was as red as an apple. "Oh my God," she breathed in astonishment, cupping her hands over her mouth. "Oh my God, I am so sorry. I'll get some napkins or..." The lunchroom seemed to fall silent as Sonic glared at her direction. He wiped milk off of his shirt and cursed quietly to himself. I quickly stood and ran over to help clean up the mess. "Here, let me help," I offered, kneeling down to pick the lettuce and fruit bits. Sonic was never one to get angry. He was also never one to swear, at least not that often. Oh, God. But something must have pissed him off that morning, because he did both right then and there. With a sideways glance at Rouge, he sneered, "Tell your bitch to watch where she's going." Ooh. I froze. The words rang in my ears and repeated themselves like they were from a broken record. For a second, I wasn't sure how to react. And then, I remember exactly how to react when someone called her best friend a bitch. I rocketed from the floor and balled my hand into a fist. My knuckle smashed into Sonic's face and sent him staggering back about 5 feet. There was blood oozing from his gaping mouth, and my white glove was stained red. My white glove was stained red. At first, the pain in my fingers was unbearable, but then I flexed my palm and looked fondly at my bloody fist. That felt pretty damn good. Of course, one can never kick a hornet's nest without receiving a few stings. Wow. Oh well. Chaos is about to happen, guys. It's about to happen. Sonic is pissed with Shadow. Well, actually Rouge. Now Shadow. I'm just gonna say that the next chapter is gonna definitely come out soon. I am really looking forward to reading it again. To you, though. And so, sorry for the long pauses. I talk awkwardly. And this is not scripted, unlike the introduction from the first episode. And now I am going to show you my mess ups. I only got 2 for you. Beware, I did say damn it in one of them. But hey everybody, I am not even start. The stupid thing didn't start. Oh no. Okay. Hey everybody, I am going to read ShadowWeasel's. Ugh, damn it. Oops. Dang.